Love you all from the bottom of
You
my
too,
heart.
baby. Love you. Love you, very
Oh, man. How many? I guess since I was the favorite, I should speak.
Oh,
Shut up. First grandchild.
yeah.
Favorite one. First is your favorite, right? Can't let my intellectual. This lady right here was amazing. Not was, is, because she's with us still. And she's going to be with us till we ain't here no more. Like people tell me, when my mother passed away, they said you'll get over the pain. I said, I'm not going to get over the pain. I didn't break an arm. An arm heals. There's emotional pain. This is going to stay with me till the day I die. This young savage gave birth to the savage that birthed me. And I know I joke around with all my uncles, but no matter how ridiculous I think they are, and other inappropriate words I can't say about them, they made me the man that I am today, and I wouldn't change a damn thing about it. Okay, because you gotta love you before you can love anybody else, and she taught me. You gotta love yourself. And I'm gonna tell you something that people may not remember, you guys may not know. I always used to try to play sick, because I didn't want to go places. And grandma, underneath the sink, had this jar with like water and a stick. And it was like green and yellow purple stuff. Richard, you know.
I know the jar.
And whenever I acted sick, she always threatened to go to the jar. And she would go to the bottom cabinet, and by the time she bent down, I felt better.
There you go.
She taught me mental terrorism when I was 8. Okay, and we gotta learn. Everything in life is the only teacher that gives you the test first and then the lesson. And that's how it is with these guys. Like, I love every one of you. I joke, I don't have a favorite uncle. You're damn right, the whole road jumped. That's right. You're damn right, all of you. Oh, we'll talk about that later. But she will be missed, but 89 years, man, she's not gone, she's with us. Yes. 89 years is a long damn time. That's how old Colonel Sanders was when he died, by the way. Jesus. They love chicken, bro. So it's okay to be sad, it's okay to be angry. You can be mad at God if you want. You don't have to be. But she's not here for a reason. But for 89 years, she was here for a damn reason. Right. Thank you guys. Love you.
All right, love you too. Love you.
We have a few more minutes, yes.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna be very quick because I don't talk usually. I don't say much. I usually
Put it on tape. Yeah.
video. I do all my talking in video. I take it so I can't read.
No sound.
I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that I'm here, alive, and I'm grateful that I had that woman as my grandmother for so long. And one thing I was going to say today was what's already been said by a lot of you guys is that Grandma was always grateful. I mean, I'm sorry, grateful. I was grateful. Grandma was always forgiving. I was a quiet grandkid. When you had Ernie running around, when you had Ernie running around claiming to be the best, I was always the quiet one with the tape recorder sitting in the corner watching all my uncles and my father going nuts and my Titi Jenny going crazy and laughing and joking around. And I would, that's the memories that I have, joking around and laughing. But then it was the bad times. Then it was, going over on the weekends and hearing stories and, seeing people in different conditions that I wasn't expecting. And I never understood as a kid, but now I understand as an adult and as a father. I understand how important it is for forgiveness. And she She forgave all the kids and she took care of all the kids. And that's a lesson that I learned at a young age. And I try my best to do that in my life every day. Is to forgive no matter what. Anyway, what I remember most about my grandmother, on my weekends at grandma's house, because we spent a lot of weekends at grandma's, and then holidays at grandma's. Christmas, oh my God, Christmas, the smallest tree you've ever seen. It was the smallest tree you've ever seen. And it was covered with like 60 gifts, 70 gifts all around. And grandma with that big hug, Benny Show, you know, and then she would always call me Ernie, 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 Petey, Richie. It was always Ernie, Petey, Richie. It always started with Ernie, Ernie, Petey, Richie. Big hug and a kiss, and it went on all the way to the end when I finally got a chance to show my children my grandmother. And I have to say this out loud. My firstborn, Giovanna, she's not here obviously, but when grandma went into a nursing home, every day, every single night when we do our prayers, she said a prayer for grandma. Every night. She only met her twice ever in her life. She met her twice. And every night it was, I pray for Grandma Crucita that she gets better and that she's happy. Every night she would say that. And then the day she passed, we spoke to her and we explained it. And she stood back. She's like, oh my God. And she looked at me and she said, it's okay, Daddy, because I know she's happy in heaven now. And she's feeling so much better. She's not hurt anymore. That's what she said to me. And I'll never forget that. And tonight she texted my wife just now on her iPad. And she said, I prayed for, she said, I love you, Grandma Kucha, R.I.P.
Oh.
She's 7 years old. She knows nothing. That got me. So anyway, let me just end this really quick. I'm sorry. I love you, Grandma. We all love you. And I love my father. I love my uncles and my titi. And all my uncles that passed as well. Because damn, y'all could write a book with the tragedy and the laughter and all the stuff. Y'all should write a book. I'm serious. This family's crazy. I love everybody. I love my grandma. I'm gonna miss her so much.
Oh, I love you, Rich. You gotta do it quick.
Quick.
Go ahead, the last two.
You want to share the space with me?
All right, go ahead.
Share space.
No, I just wanted to be brief because I feel like I have to say something. You know, there's something different about today for me because this is my last grandparent, right? Out of my 4 grandparents, this is my last one, and I just wanted to offer something that hasn't been said is that we're all great for different reasons. A lot of us are successful and we've gone through a lot, right? And for me, my grandparents, they were great in a different way because they were the ones that came from Puerto Rico, right? They, hardly spoke English the way that nowadays you have to. They still got through and they raised an entire generation and great grandchildren that they were able to meet. I think about the challenges that must have, presented to them. Me growing up, I grew up in the project. I didn't grow up in Brownsville, but I grew up near Coney Island, and I didn't care about where I was from. And when I lost my father, I just turned 21, and it was the most incredible thing that I ever experienced in my life. The loss of my father, it took me years to get over. I became anxious. I had this social anxiety, and it affected me in this way that I'm still growing out of, and I feel like I'm in a much better place. And a lot of people know from my family that after my father passed away, I continued the stuff that he was into in terms of going out to the protests, advocating for the independence of Puerto Rico and the liberation of the people that were in prison for that struggle. But when my father passed away, what a lot of people don't really know is that
the most important thing that I gained from that was a spiritual connection, right? That's when I developed my spirituality, because I understood what it means to continue to have a relationship with somebody after they're not here physically. And so I'm able to have strength today because of that, because I think about my grandparents and the strength that they had to live in this country and to be from somewhere that is so different, and me not caring, but they were my link to Puerto Rico. The first thing that I said when I went to grandma's house was bendición. Right? So my grandparents were that link, and they are that link. And, you know, like, all I wanted to offer is, you know, losing my father, losing my grandparents now, it's, you know, I have that understanding that eventually one day, if God allows me to, I'll be in that position where I'll be a grandparent. And so what I just wanted to offer everybody here is to, you know, have that understanding of yourself, that a lot of times we live in the present, we live in the moment, but let's also live for the future and those that are going to come after us.
Yeah. Thank you, Andrew.
That was great. He spoke for me, so.
That's it.
I want to speed it up because as a Muniz family, I know it's more than, when he said 20 people max, I was like, she got 20 grandchildren. So it looked easy standing over there. I was like, oh, I could speak, but I know I get emotional. So what I wanted to say is that those who don't know me, but do know me, I'm Louis' son. And when I used to see her, the first thing to say is, Junior.
Yeah.
So every time I would see Grandma, I wouldn't even try to correct her, saying, and this is when she knew I was her grandchild. And then she would see me, because we from Brownsville.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I was leaving junior high school, and I hopped on the back of the B60 bus, and she saw me, and she said,
Yeah.
you better get off this bus. And I got on the phone, grandmother, and also her son, my father, he passed in '94. I was only at the tender age of 5. But my mother didn't keep me from my family. And every year, if it was 2 things I knew I had to do with Thanksgiving, I had to go to grandma. And Christmas Eve, I had to go to grandma.
There you go.
And it was just so beautiful. And Mike can tell you, like, I was third in line. I'm a grandchild, and I got my job in transit. I want to hang out, and he's like, I'm busy. Theo Gil can't make it. I need you to can you go? I need you to go to grandma's and bring us some milk and ginger ale. And I would go there, and I'm like, I'm trying to hang out in my head. And when I get there, and I have a video which I sent in the family chat, a screenshot. I wouldn't play the whole video because it's like 7
I remember,
minutes.
yeah.
But I have a video of me and her sitting there playing dominoes and this lady cheating.
Jesus! No! There you go! That's mommy!
And she cheated me. And I just had the best of time. I had the best of time. I just want to say that I'm thankful, to be a part of the family and that keep this alive. And
There you go, brother.
Theo Mikey walked to the store. And I said, I don't want to push no buttons, and this might be too soon, but I'll be going through Thanksgiving and Christmas this year. And he already talked about Richie how I said, I'm going to call out sick. I don't care, transit. I'm calling out sick. So I just want to let you
The
know
tradition
that.
will continue.
There you go.
I'm thankful for being a Muniz.
There you go, brother.
And this is the product. And I can go on and on, but at the end of the day, just know that, like my mother said, the sacrifice. That word, she sacrificed. And then hearing all these stories and then thinking about my mother and father, I said, I see why Louis, my dad, fell in love with my mother. Because my mother had 2 older children from 2 older parents. And the way that he seen my mother's sacrifice, in my opinion, I said, wow, he saw his mother and my mother, he saw the sacrifice, he saw the strength. So I was just saying, wow. And it is true when it comes to the women, they don't take nothing from nobody. And I said, that's my mother too. I'm like, you know what? I got a bag. I just want to leave y'all with that. have to say.
Love you,
y'all.
Dominic.
Thank y'all
Yo.
for coming down.
You know it, brother.
Thank you so much for sharing so much of yourselves. Because I can't think of a better way that you can honor that selflessness, that love, that compassion, that care by all the wonderful words that you do. So we're going to end our time of open wake and we're going to move into our service for tonight. Our minister, I'm